All right, welcome to week 7, I think it is, of the iRacing INDYCAR Open series. We are here at Barber Motorsports Park. I'm qualified second. I am car number 1. My big goal right now is surviving the first lap. There was a huge gap between the first 4 drivers. He's already off. Okay, so that was an interesting run, but it looks like we should be fine on the car right behind us, but Nick right ahead. So just got to take it easy. Tire's going to be a little cold coming in here. Don't want to go off in the dirt like Nick did there. Nick braking earlier than I would. Really interesting getting out of here with all of this extra downforce taken off the car. I'm going to defend the inside here. Just take my normal braking line. I hold the inside real tight through here normally, so nothing crazy there. Trying to get on the gas early because I don't want Clint to really drive up into me coming into the corkscrew here. And I don't want to have any sort of collision with Nick. Nick taking a lot of speed through there, running a little wide. That's going to really hurt him coming out of here, but it's not going to be great to get a pass coming through these next couple sections. Not a lot of great places to pass here, but plenty of fine places to pass here. You really got to set it up. It's a really easy track to defend. It's a really easy track to make some mistakes at. It really is a roller coaster. I was gonna be in the pole position by a few tenths and then messed up this section, which there goes Nick just flying away just like he did in qualifying. So I really need to put that together if I'm gonna have a chance of catching him in the race, but we'll also see how tire change goes, how Nick runs on tires that have worn a bit. I just want to keep putting time on Clint. I'm expecting a lot more rotation out of the car on the gas, so I think I put the wrong setup on. I did. I have been running 2 setups. I am currently running a slightly stiffer setup that is a lot more stable, but going to be slightly slower, a few tenths slower. I get less rotation on throttle. The diff really just wants to push the car forward. Front tires aren't grabbing as much. So that's going to be a little bit of a struggle for me. I am really frustrated I made that mistake, but oh well. Wrong setup. It's fine. I've practiced in both. I really was trying to decide right before the race which one I wanted to run. I made the decision to use the other setup that had a little bit more rotation, but I'm running this set. That's fine. No harm, no foul. I just clicked the wrong button. I even confirmed. I looked at it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's the right setup. That's what you get when everything is named year, season, the name of the track, and race or qualifying. They all look the same. So, doing a good job of putting some time on Clint here. Not doing a great job of putting time on Nick, but like I said, we'll have to see how Nick goes as the race progresses. Gotta adjust my lines a little now that I know I'm on a different set. Joseph Manning behind, making up some places, but also on the alternate tires. Didn't realize, Clint right behind was on the primaries. I'm glad I defended as hard as I did. Wouldn't want someone on the primaries in front of me. Potentially just making it challenging to pass because they're going to want to keep me behind as long as possible so that they have the real advantage later in the race. Nick almost going off there, but staying on the track. All right, let's bring this in and get a good last few corners. I just want to get in the throttle way too early there, and it really washes me out. Starting to lose some draft to Nick. I might want to be using push to pass here pretty soon, though I just set the fastest lap, so I'll take that. All right, let's get this thing rotated out. Come on, don't push so hard. You can hear those front tires just screaming on the track as I'm trying to get this thing rotated around. Might want to push my brake bias back a little, but I really just want rotation on corner exit. I don't necessarily want to push the rear any roll bar any stiffer, which will definitely help with that because I did not practice that. So we'll see. I might get a click or two in it, but the risk there is that I just lose the rear getting on the throttle, even with such a subtle change of adding 1 click to the rear anti-roll bar there. So staying within a second now of Nick, that's pretty good. I'll take that. Just trying to keep the pressure on. If Nick can make a mistake, that'll be beneficial to me. I, of course, need to not make a mistake and just stay here with Nick and try and keep this going. I am car 1 in the field, so the highest rated driver on the track right now. Just missed making the top split. There's an off track, only losing a few tenths probably coming out of here, so there's 3 tenths. Come on. Let's get on the push to pass just to close that gap back up. Push to pass, there's not super long straights like Long Beach where you're gaining just a massive amount of time on push to pass, and especially if you're braking too deep like that. Push to pass not really gonna be that helpful. So still a second half up to Nick. Lost a lot of time to Joseph. Manning behind. Looks like a car went off here. Come on, let's get this thing rotated out. There we go. All right, 1.4 seconds to Nick. Looks like gaining quite a bit of time on Nick in the tight, hard braking corners. That's great. That's going to be real positive for making a pass, being faster in the more high-speed sections. Not really going to see someone trying to make a pass there. Pretty dangerous. There's not a lot of places you really can go too wide. So I don't see the value in doing that personally. But someone else might. We'll just have to play it by ear if we get there. Stay on track. Nick went off ahead. That's good for us. Get thing turning and back on the throttle as early as possible. Okay. Let's catch back up to Nick. So we put 0.25 seconds on Nick, quarter of a second, through that start of the lap so far. Now up to 3 tenths, back down to 0.28. I keep moving the 10th position. I have not even had any of the beer in front of me yet. It is just that kind of a day. Let's see, we've already got some lapped cars coming up in 2 or 3 laps. That is quick. That is going to really play into how things work out here, having cars that are a lap down, especially so soon. But this is a tricky track to be fast at, so not unexpected here, just like Long Beach. I'm really running out too wide. I'm using a lot more of the track there than I need to. See, Nick is just gaining a ton of time on me in those last 2 sections. Already catching up to a car. Jay Schultz here just got out of the pits. So let's see how they let Nick and I by, or if they don't. Hopefully they let us both by before the corkscrew here, because it is going to be real spicy if they don't. A little bit of getting on the throttle too soon there. Not letting us by, but I think they might be far enough ahead. It's just going to depend on how quickly they can get through here. But hopefully they're going to let us by coming out of the corkscrew and before we get into kind of that roller coaster section. Taking some air off of... Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. Air off of Nick's front wing there, but not too bad. Really glad to see that. That's exactly what you want to see. That didn't really impact either of our races. Excellent behavior for a car that is going a lap down. Model behavior. Everyone should do that. Gold star. So gaining a little bit on everyone. So that's good, but just a little bit. I just got to keep this pace up. I really do want to catch Nick, but I've got, it says 23 laps, and I should catch Nick, which is positive. We got a lap before we're going to catch 2 more cars that are about to go a lap down. So keeping the pressure on Nick is going to be huge here, but I am nervous about getting close to lapped cars and Nick, who I don't know how he's going to behave. Okay, there we go. Nick's off. I'm going to just get a run out of here. So it'll be up to me to try and get past the lapped cars as quickly as possible. Hopefully there's not too much trouble. Definitely, hopefully, there's no incident, but with how I was gaining on Nick coming out of the corners, that kind of makes sense. That Nick may have been losing maybe a bit of the front there, or just was trying to save some time and match pace through those corners. But Nick gonna have some great runs on me coming onto the main straight, so I really need to make sure that I'm keeping distance to Nick so that this is not going to be a place someone tries to make a pass. It's happened before, plenty. It's happened in INDYCAR, so not unreasonable someone goes for a pass into turn 1 there. More often you see someone going for a big dive here into, I don't know what you'd call it, big old turn by the spider. There's a lot of hairpins here. I don't think that's what it's called, but okay, coming up on some lap cars who are essentially battling each other, so need to keep that in mind. These two are fighting each other for position, and Alan letting us by. Thank you very much. That is, again, awesome to see. So, little lift to keep on the throttle through here. Nick's still 4/10 behind. This is shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is not great. That is, I don't want to get too close to this car, but holy shit, am I making up a lot more time on them than I would expect. So really just going to hold the inside through there. I did not know where Cole wanted me to go. But you can see how Nick just gained so much more time. He's got so much better of a line through there, which is not great for me. I want to hold this position. And running wide here, not great either. Going to get on the throttle. I'm actually going to use push to pass to try and just gain some time, though Nick should be getting a little bit of draft here, trying to not make it too powerful. That push to pass, not maybe 0.05 of a second I would have gained through there, so just a little bit. But we're now a 10th ahead of Nick from where we were. Again, those hard braking zones seem to be really where I'm gaining time, which is great, but that's also going to mean Nick can really try and catch up with the draft, though now losing 3 more tenths coming out of that corkscrew must just be a tough corner for Nick. Hopefully I can keep that up and just try and put some distance on Nick. So we need to switch to the primary tires before the race is over. Need 46 liters of fuel. I'm going to have to dial that down once we get on the straight. Currently set to, I think, around 51. So let's get on the throttle. There we go. 46 liters. There we go. All right, we'll keep an eye on that as the race continues, and as I think about how much push to pass I might need to use. I should not have held the line so tight there. That's really going to wash me out. I wanted to go a little bit further out. Kind of, it's not a double apex because it is 2 corners, but hit the apex of both of the corners through that line. All right, so let's get out of here. Nick is making up a little bit of time due to that mistake. Good for Nick, bad for me. All right, getting on the brakes a little hard through there. I need to be a little bit smoother, but did gain some time on Nick, so that is positive. Really putting a lot of time on Nick through the corkscrew, which is awesome because this is a huge straight where just a ton of time can be gained. But Nick does seem to have the car set up, or at least his lines are a lot better in a lot of these really high-speed corners. And again, especially this last set of corners, he is flying compared to me. How much time did he just make up there? So staying 7/10 behind, that's not too bad. I did fine that time, or maybe Nick made a mistake is probably more likely. I'm not going to give myself that much credit. Could have just been I did okay, and Nick did okay compared to how great they've been doing previously. So Nick's still gaining just a slight bit of time through here. Hopefully again, another hard braking zone. Can I make up some time, get back on the throttle a little bit better? Yep, seems to be so. So if we can get a second ahead coming out of the corkscrew here, we might just dip away and come back as things get interesting. So we're at a second now. Let's see as we come out, because I pushed a little wide there. Nick closing in within a second and 5/100ths. I'm down 8/10 on my fast lap. So let's see how this lap ends, since Nick does seem to gain some time on me through here. Yep, closing well within a second. Ton of time, carrying a lot more speed through there. Come on, get that thing rotated. There we go, a little bit closer. I need to turn in even earlier than that. I just am bad when there's no visible brake markers. I really need to work on that. Really hard to figure out where I'm getting on the brakes and bringing this stupid thing to more of a stop. So again, wanted to push out a little more than I did, really holding too close there. So Nick made up 0.3 of a second out of the corkscrew to where we are right now. So let's see if it's just this kind of hairpin and the corkscrew where I'm putting time on Nick, because that's where I'm going to need to really make an advantage. We're about 3 laps from catching another lapped car which is going to be interesting. That'll bring us right back into battling with Nick, no matter what. Like lapped traffic, unless they're really just moving to the side, like we saw two cars do earlier, it can be tricky. And Nick in draft now, not going to be gaining a ton of time, but not losing time either. Okay, let's try and bring this in on the inside. Here we go. Nope, losing a ton of time. That was apex way too early. Gonna come out a little more, but fine compared to Nick there. Really frustrating. I wish that I had that corner down before I was in the race, but I just did not practice it enough. See, that's more of what I'd like to see coming out of the corner. You can see that second number on the bottom, 15 hundredths up on my last lap, just from getting that wider exit and getting a faster run down. So we're already 3/10 up on my last lap. That's awesome. 3/10 down on my fast lap, but that's fine. Tires are worn. Whew. That's not great, but not terrible. Nick, a second and a 10th behind. Let's see what we're going to be doing at the lap, because Nick's just flying through that chicane where I have to lift just a little. And he brings a lot more speed through here. I think he's just getting on the gas a lot faster. Might have gone off there. Yep, losing a few tenths, but saving the car, staying on, even though he went wide there and went off into the dirt. That is a heck of a save from behind. But we are at 1.3 seconds. That is looking good. I'm going to go ahead and settle in and just get to driving, and I'll see y'all either when something interesting starts happening, or we head into the pits, or something boring happens and I just happen to want to talk about it. So I'll see y'all in a bit. Bye. Alright, I am going to pit in because it seems like a reasonable time. There is a car and a lapped car that I might get a little bit close to, that I'm not going to particularly enjoy on pit exit, but it seems like the best case. I was losing time to Clint on the primaries. I'm good on primaries, I'm good on fuel, so just gonna come in here, fuel up, get the tires replaced, and try and put up some faster laps than I was just doing.
Right here, car 2 is now leading.
Alright, I'm drinking All Day IPA West Coast. Delicious beer from Founders. All Day IPA, always delicious. So gonna need to take it easy this first lap, but hopefully not gonna be dealing with lap traffic too much. Let's see, got a car coming out here just to the right. Let's see what's gonna go on. They are on the alternates, but I just need to be able to get by. Thank you very much. That's perfect. That is perfect. All right. So hopefully I can get enough time on Clint here while he is on the older, worn primary tires, that I'll be able to stay far enough ahead. I had about a 4.5 second gap when I came in. I didn't really remember. I wasn't thinking about it. But we'll see how that goes. And then I need to take these to the end because Clint is going to be on the alternates behind me, and he is very likely to catch up. I just need to make sure I can maintain my pace. I don't think it's unreasonable that Clint is just going to absolutely fly past me, and there's nothing I can do to kind of hold that off, being so close on the primaries over that whole stint. But it's just going to come down to in and out laps for both of us, and what I can pull off. Yeah, he got Clint on the push to pass there, trying to burn that and make sure he's getting the speed he needs. So let's go ahead and do the same and match that. Wait, I'm an idiot. He was on a different part of the track. He's 25 seconds ahead. Why would I think that that's the front straight? It was not the front straight, but I do want to maintain some position there. So let's get back on the push to pass. I got 5 to Clint's 9, so maybe I need to start saving it. But in and out laps are going to be critical, so making sure that these laps are as quick as I can go while on the primaries is going to be super, super helpful. Clint pulling away there. I'm putting up a little bit of time on him, but not much. So Clint is flying on those primaries. I expect him to just absolutely destroy on the alternates. So I need to settle in right now to be happy with second position, because that is feeling pretty good. And we'll see what a podium is looking like as everyone else is kind of coming out of the pits. Nick fell a little bit further behind while we were finishing up that alternate stint. I only had a bit of a holdup with one car who was just like taking the racing line through turn 1. Cost about a second and a half. It wasn't the end of the world. It could have gone a lot worse. Obviously, there's another off track. I gotta avoid that. But for now, I'm just gonna try and go as fast as I can on these tires. Like I said, they're starting to get heated up, so I can start putting up some reasonable laps while Clint is out here using the last bits of his primary tires.
Thank you.
So I will catch y'all when we're back, probably after Clint comes out of the pits in another lap or two. All right, we've got Clint pitting ahead. He is switching to the alternates. He is getting ready to come back out on the track. It should be pretty close at the exit. Looks like I got that. Okay. Must have had kind of a rough run of the inroad, but only 4 seconds behind. That is extremely close. We got a car off. Where are they? Where are they? Off on the right. Okay, Evan Adams, I'm going to stay on the inside here. Don't know what the damage is there, but I am going to... There we go. Get on the push to pass to try and get some distance on Clint. Clint's got about 1 lap to activate those alternates, and he's going to be rushing forward. So it'll be interesting to see how he can use those tires. My goal is to just put as fast a laps up as possible. Again, try and get him to wear those tires out so that the primaries that I'm on are going a little bit faster. Though, given the laps I'm doing right now and what Clint was doing on the primaries, I do expect Clint to really catch up, and it will just be all about trying to hold him off where I can, but he has a lot more push to pass. All right, so Evan Adams is going into the pits, gets damage. Looks like he might. I don't know what happened there. Evan was on the chat. He is apologizing. I don't know what was going on there. Probably nothing to worry about. But Ken here, we got a lap until we catch them. Clint just flying. Wow. Already 2/10 up on the last lap. Incredible. Going to be absolutely smoking this in all of the hard braking zones. Pretty much everywhere around the track. Going to be able to get on the gas faster, get on the brakes harder. Not a lot of time, only being 4 seconds ahead. I would have liked a significant amount more time there, and it's going to be really interesting catching up to Ken Cram here. Hopefully should be catching them at the start-finish line. That's not going to help my case at all. But, nope, catching Ken through here. Ken, not that slow, just slower.
Trying to give you a steer there,
Let's see what... Is Ken going to let us by? He is. Awesome. Thank you very much. That is fantastic, especially when you can see Clint really gaining behind there. So, just trying to keep the pace up again.
I'm trying to get to that mess to let you by.
Ken said he was trying to get through the mess to let us by. Yeah, no worries. That was perfect. Thank you. But do have Clint, can just see him coming out of the hairpin there. Woo. All right, let's just try and keep the pace up. I'm going to go ahead and go heads down a bit. I will catch y'all as Clint gets closer. It's certainly not just going to be the end of the race. Even though there are only 12 and a half laps left, Clint is going to get closer. It's going to be an interesting end to this race. So 3.6 seconds. I'll catch y'all later. Bye. All right, so Clint is within 8/10 of us. Oh, that's not gonna help. That's not gonna help. That's gonna put him right behind us. Really in striking range. He's really, really fast in that last sector, coming out of kind of that roller coaster section. So 5/10's got 8 push to passes to my 5. It's gonna be really tough to defend here, but I'm just gonna keep trying to get every little tenth I can and try and make this pass difficult. I want Clint to use his tires up to make this pass work. I don't want it to be kind of an easy dive. There's 3/10. He's sticking behind. He's not looking up to the inside, which is good. You can't dive 3/10 ahead there. Oh, pushing out wide. Gonna try and close that up. Woo! That was close. That was close. Gonna just hold the inside here.
Car right.
Kent has, or Clint. Why do I keep saying Kent? I think because Ken Cram was behind us before. Able to put a lot more speed into everything. So we're real close here. We're real close. This is not going to go well. He's backing out. Excellent. That's great for me. That is one more opportunity, one more lap that Clint's going to need to push it. Don't know if he wanted to stay there. would have been bad for both of us. But I really appreciate backing out. Like, there was really no room to make that move. Was not far enough alongside. But could have ended a race just for kind of pushing it there. Another off track. So trying to slow down through here. Come on, pushing out so fucking far. He's gaining so much time. So we got about 7 or 8 laps to go. 8 laps. 8 laps to go at the line. Still 3/10. So expecting the same kind of shit. I'm gonna push my brake bias back a click. Hopefully that's gonna help get some rotation through here. But I know now Clint is really enjoying taking the inside through here, so not going to give it to him, just going to hold. Not super far up the inside since he couldn't quite get alongside of us, but all right, perfect. So 6 push to pass to my 3. Just used one there, 2/10 behind. Can't get the pass heading into the corkscrew here. Just going to take it nice and easy, get my line out of here. Draft obviously going to really help Clint. Driving like an ass is really going to help Clint if I keep doing that. So need 7 more good laps with Clint really close behind us on some tires that at this point are just going to be putting up better laps. Like same to same. Clint is just going to be putting up faster laps, but this is a challenging track to pass. That's why you can see all the moves happening into that corkscrew and into that hairpin, because they're really where you can try and take advantage. Oh shit, that's really gonna fuck me.
Right side.
Just try and make sure we're staying alongside here. Clint on the push to pass, holding us to the inside. Gonna brake at my normal time. If I go late, I don't want to go into Clint. Clint able to get on the gas faster, having run the outside there. I should have been on push to pass. That would have helped me get by. Clint really going to be able to make the move here. So just going to try and take this into the corkscrew, and I want to stay close to Clint. We got 6 laps to go. If I can keep the pressure up, that can try and force a mistake for Clint. But that was a fucking awesome pass on the outside. That really shows kind of the difference in the tires here. But draft is going to be my friend. Clint clearly just has a lot more downforce. Jesus Christ. Did not want to crash into him. That would be extra bad. So that would explain a lot of what's happening through here. But also the grip in those tires is stupid. Especially compared to my... Oh no! Especially compared to my tires now. Fuck. That was a second place. That was a second place. I just put it in the fucking corner there. That is really unfortunate. I got nothing to say. That was my fault. Just gonna try and I'm gonna ruin someone else's race if I don't just tow this. All right, race is over. That was fun.
We can't fix the damage. I'm afraid it's over.
Fuck. Yeah. Got up on the curb there. Got on the gas. It was gone.
Sorry, Clint.
I had nothing there. I had nothing there. That was... Ugh, pushing too hard. I said it earlier, I should have been happy with second. I pushed it. This goes to show, like, you set those expectations early of where you kind of want to finish. See it out. I could have brought home second easily. Now I'm gonna be 20th, 19th. That's terrible. That is terrible. I can't believe that happened. Uh, all my fault. No one else. Catch y'all later.